Never buy a Kia. Ever. Guys, here's why. So the story starts. CJ goes unleashed. By the way, good afternoon, everybody. I got hot about this one today because in 2021, we went out to buy a new car. We had a GMC Acadia, beautiful. It was like fully loaded, like everything you could ever want. So my wife said, I want a new car because it's the middle of the pandemic and I can get like a really good rate. So I was like, how good? And she's like, well, 0%. I said, okay, well, go ahead and look around. She had great credit. We had great credit at the time. And said, go ahead, look around and find something that you like. So she found this Kia 2021 Kia Sorento. I never liked it, but it was $40,000, guys, for a fucking Kia. And I was like, you got to be joking me, but happy wife, happy life. So we got the Kia, right? And I was telling her all along, I was like, hey, this 100,000 mile warranty thing is bullshit, right? And she's like, oh, no, I read all about it, and it covers like everything. And I was like, no, it doesn't. Like, I've been around, I was born at night, but not last fucking night, I know that these warranties, especially these bullshit ones that they try and sell you, like when they call your phone, they like bug the shit out of you for those. Well, we all know those ones are fake, but it makes it sound so good when Kia and Hyundai and all of these foreign companies tell you that they're going to give you this amazing 100,000 mile warranty, 10-year warranty. Listen, it's bullshit, man. I'll give you my life example, right? So some of you out there are going to be like, yeah, you're an idiot. You should have known this. Well, some of it I did and some of it I didn't, right? So about a month ago, the battery on the Kia starts acting up, right? So the truck will start sometimes. It's Sorento, by the way, and it's got like 28,000 miles on it. So my wife says, why don't you just take it to the dealership? And I'm like, the hell I'm taking it to the dealership? They're going to be pretty expensive for the dealership, right? So then we had like the brakes. The brakes started to go at 28,000 miles. And I was like, what the fuck is that about? I know we live like on the mountain and over the mountain, but I didn't think that the brakes should like, and the rotor start like at 28,000 miles. So she's like, just take it to the Kia dealership, have the insurance company tow it. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I know what I'm in for. As soon as that Kia dealership hits my sights, I know exactly what I'm in for. So she's like, hey, guys at the Kia dealership, just do the brakes and do the rotors and do the inspection and put a new battery in and lickety split. This will be quick. It's warranted. No, it's not. Won the fucking warranty, man. It's not. So these guys at Kia, let me tell you, these little hucksters, man, this is how these dudes get you, right? This is how the warranty company gets you. Of course, shit's not covered. Battery's not covered, right? So how much is a battery? I haven't changed a battery in like a year, right? So I ask them, how much is the battery? They call me up. They're like, hey, we got everything in like 10 minutes. Well, first of all, what they do is they say, the guy calls up and he says, hey, we got to run a diagnostic check on your battery. And I was like, why? Why do you have to do that? I went to AutoZone, and AutoZone said that the battery was already like drained down. And he's like, well, we have to be sure for our records. And I was like, no, fuck, you don't have to be for sure with anything. You don't have to be sure with any of your records. I'm telling you, battery is dead, dude. How much is it to install a battery? $670. I said, American dollars? $670. Why? He said, well, you got to take this nozzle off and, you got to do this shit. And like, like I'm stupid or something. Like, I don't know how to call AutoZone and ask for a fucking battery. So I call up AutoZone. I hang up with this Justin guy or whatever. And by the way, I said, how much are the brakes? Well, the front brakes are going to be $700 and that's machining the rotors and putting new brakes on. It was like $670, $690. I don't have the receipt in front of me. Just take my word for it. The shit was expensive. And then he says, we can machine your back rotors for $300. I was like, do you know how many like hundreds you're talking here to just do brakes in the front and put a fucking battery in my car, so my wife's truck, so it runs properly, right? And I get off the phone with him, and I said, you know what? Give a thumbs up if you've ever been through this, guys. If you've ever had to experience this bullshit, right? So I call up AutoZone, and I think it was AutoZone, and what's the other one? Napa. I called up AutoZone because the AutoZone is right next to the Sheets, and I go get my big ass slushy, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm already here. So the lady tells me it's $256 plus 22 core plus tax, right? So, you know, we're like in the $300 range. So as I'm driving there, I had called her a day before, and as I'm driving there, I see a Napa. So I pull into the Napa, because I haven't been to Napa. I don't know who goes to Napa anymore, but I pull into Napa, right? And when I pull into Napa, I ask, do you have the battery for the 2021 Kia Sorento? And he's asking me like 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder. I'm like, fuck if I know. It's 6-cylinder, dude. Pretty much like I'm looking at the report, right? Went back to the truck and got it. So he says to me, that'll be $222. And I'm like, do you have the tools? And he's like, yeah. He goes, yeah, let's go. Let's go right now. And I was like, hell yeah. $222 to get my battery changed, and dude is helping me. So this manifold they're talking about is 2 little fucking clips. Blip, blip. You just take it off, pull it off. The battery's in a case. You just unscrew the terminals like any other battery. It's not like a Prius. It's not like a electric car or a hybrid. It's a regular vehicle, right? Like just like an American vehicle. You can take those shits off and plop them off. So we're done in about 10 minutes. Boop, boop, put everything back together, close the hood, drive away, everything's good. $222. So saved what, $400, $450 for them to put in a battery? Okay. So next, I drive to my buddy. He has a body shop. We're in a small town. So I drive over to his buddy shop, or his body shop, and I say to him, hey, Terry, can you fix my brakes? Can you do my brakes for me? He's like, no. Go to this guy. I had never heard of this guy because I'm kind of new to this town. As you can see, I'm still working on getting my office, my second office set up here. But I go down to him. He's like literally less than 2 miles away from me before you hit the highway. So I go and I talk to this guy, and I'm like, hey, can you do my brakes for me? He's like, yeah, sure. When do you want them done? I'm like, when can you do them? And he goes, well, Wednesday, which is today, Wednesday. And this is why I'm making this video, because he says I can get this done Wednesday. So I drop it off to him, and I asked him, it's not going to be no $600, $700, right? He's like, oh no. He goes, I'm just going to put brakes on the front, and I'm going to resurface the rotors on the front and the back. And I'm going to do, we didn't talk about the inspection yet. So when he told me the price, I was like, no, you're not. You can't do it. So anyway, they just called me. I dropped it off at like 10 o'clock this morning, okay? Now, keep in mind, Kia was like $1,000 just to resurface a couple rotors and put front brakes, okay? So this guy the secretary calls me up, and she says, hey, we're done. And I was like, you're done what? And she goes, yeah, we're done with everything. And I was like, you're done with the front brakes and the front rotors? And she's like, well, no, we did everything. And I was like, oh, what is everything going to cost me? And she goes, well, with the inspection, it's $308. And I was like, are you sure? Can you check that again? You want to double check? So, guys, doing it myself and saying, fuck you to your warranty, Kia, $1,500, whatever the fucking retarded number is silly. It's just absurd. And they wonder why people can't scrape by because you're charging people $1,000 to put brakes on their car. Shit like that is a couple $100. $308, that is far more than reasonable in my opinion. But if most people, they'll just go to their dealership and they're like, hey, I got it under warranty. And these guys are like, yeah, we're going to cut you a deal. It's not part of your warranty, but, you know, you're a great customer. And they'll kiss your ass, especially if you're a female. They'll kiss your ass, and they'll do anything they can. I guarantee if my wife would have answered the phone when they said they needed to do a $200 electrical diagnosis, she would have said yes. So when I called back, or when they called me back, the guy Justin says, you know, as a courtesy, sir, we did an electrical diagnostic for free. And I was like, yeah, I bet you did, because I bet you didn't. I don't know. But you weren't going to get me for $200 extra. So, folks, I'm telling you, if you have like a local garage, and if you're in a big city, you definitely have like one of these old timers that will get you what you need done for like super, super, super cheap, like I did. Go and look around. Go and find people who are like not Kia and not Ford and not the big dealerships, because they have an enormous amount of overhead. They've got to pay a bunch of people. They got a bunch of lights to turn on. They got trash. They got disposal fees, all kinds of stuff. These little guys don't. And these guys, most of the time, will take way better care of your vehicle. So I wouldn't buy ever again a brand new car. I'd never wanted a brand new vehicle. I don't like them. Why? Because you can buy them for half the price if they're 2 or 3 years old with a few thousand miles on them, if you know where to go. But if you're considering buying a vehicle based only on their warranty, like a Kia or a Hyundai, I would skip it, man, because the amount of money you're going to spend is more over time, especially if you're financed, is more over time if you go with one of these warranties. And folks, if you're buying a used car, they sell you these warranties too. I bought them before, and I can't remember exactly what the name of the warranty is, but if you go in to buy a car, they'll tell you, like they'll try and coerce you into buying a expensive warranty that they're like, it's only like another $100 a month on your fucking $900 a month truck payment. Or if you got a Raptor, you know, it's only another $200 a month on your $2,000 payment on your vehicle. Folks, don't fall for it. Don't buy a vehicle that has a warranty on it unless you've done like hella research and you found out like that particular year of vehicle didn't have problems, didn't have any big issues like engine and things like that. And I'm sure if you're driving the fucking Kia for 200,000 miles, the engine might drop out at some time, but I don't think it's going to drop out at like 15, 20, 30, 40,000 miles. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, comment down below and let's keep the conversation going in the comments, because I think this is an important thing. It's an extra $100, $200 a month that you really don't have to spend. And by the way, Kia, you charged me for a inspection for the emissions, and I live in a different county now, and you guys still charge me for it. They'll find every fucking way they can to squeeze a nickel out of you guys, especially when you have that warranty. Anyway, thanks for listening to my rant today. CJ Goes Unleashed. Have a wonderful day. God bless you guys.